Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome everybody to our Chamber of Commerce monthly luncheon. We've got a fantastic crowd today. I'm sure a few more will float in, but we are expecting one of our largest crowds of the year. Very excited to have United States Senator Mitch McConnell with us. First and foremost, for our opening prayer, I'd like to ask from Denham Street Baptist Church, Pastor Jeffrey Griffith, to please come forward and bless today's meal.
Thank you, Bobby. It's good to be here at the luncheon today in Somerset. I just wanted to mention we do a breakfast for our Blue Line first responders every fourth Monday of the month. And I've been asked if businesses could sponsor that. The answer is yes. We've never asked for any help to do it. But if you're interested in being a sponsor for our Blue Line breakfast, we feed between 30 and 70 first responders every fourth Monday of the month. It's a breakfast. They come by. It's really unique. They get to come by, they sit, they enjoy one another's fellowship. It's cross the sheriff's department, city police, and EMS to fire departments, all of them. So if you're interested in that, you can see me. I'll be here today. And we appreciate you as community, your businesses. I know you've been struggling and a lot of pandemic issues, but let's have a word of prayer together and we'll eat our lunch. Father, we bow today in your presence. Thank you for every expression of your love to us. Lord, we love our city. We love our leaders. Thank you for the privilege to gather as we have. Lord, our business people are here. Many of them have survived the pandemic and now struggling to regain their footing and hire employees. And Lord, again, the new outbreak, we ask that you would put an umbrella, a health umbrella around every business that's represented here today, every home and every family. Lord, we ask you to do for us what we're not able to do for ourselves, but help us to do all that we possibly can to keep one another safe and to prosper in the great commonwealth of Kentucky. We love you and we thank you for it. Bless the food in Christ's name. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Griffith. A couple of announcements before we get to our presentation. One thing I'd like to recognize Crystal Kidd. I don't know where Crystal is our new finance director and my new administrative assistant. She's taken over for Rakai Pryor. This is her first luncheon. Little baptism by fire today. Our largest luncheon of the year. So we thought we'd break her in just right. So Crystal, I want to thank you, and everybody give her a big round of applause and welcome her to the chamber. We've got a couple of free training programs coming up I'd like to mention as well. These are our free programs to our members. We take attendees on a first-come, first-served basis. We usually do these at our office. On the 22nd of this month, we're going to be doing a Lunch and Learn. It's a cyber security class, how to keep your business safe from cyber attacks. So we have a gentleman coming in from AT&T's corporate office to actually teach this. I've got a few more spots that are available. I think I have 5 or 6 more spots available. If anybody is interested, it runs from 12 o'clock noon to 1 o'clock. Lunch is provided. And if anybody is interested in maybe tightening up their security a little bit at their offices, this might be a really good class. And again, it's free. All you have to do is RSVP to the chamber, and we can get you signed up for that cybersecurity class. Also on October 13th, I'm real excited about this one. We've partnered with Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital and the Center for Rural Development. We're going to be hosting it here because we think there's going to be a big crowd for this one. So as I've kind of coined it, there's just a lot of frustration in our country right now. A lot of different reasons for that, but people are angry. And you don't know where to take that anger out on. You know, you can't take it home, you can't take it to work, so where do you take it? And unfortunately, what we're seeing and we're hearing from a lot of employers is, they're taking out that anger on the, 16-year-old kid running the drive-through window at Starbucks. And it's not his fault. None of this is his fault. And we're going to be doing a de-escalation class. So it's going to be conflict resolution. It's going to be for a lot of frontline employees. We've got a wonderful trainer that's going to be coming in to teach that. So if you're running into these problems, and believe me, we have heard a lot of these problems now from employers, that they're just getting sick and tired of people coming in and yelling at their employees. I would say this might be a good class to learn how to de-escalate some of those issues if you come in. So again, that's going to be on October 13th. We're going to be promoting that heavily. It's going to be here at the center. We'll probably do it in the auditorium, and we're going to take lunch will be provided. It'll be for the first 50 people that sign up. So really excited about that one as well. So lots of different free training programs. If you don't like one, just hang out. You might like the next one. We do about 10 of these a year, and we're real proud of those, and we're always able to bring those to you at no cost. The next thing we're going to do is we'll highlight some of our Business of the Year videos. So this is kind of our video spotlight tribute here. So each month, as you know, in January, we weren't able to do an in-person banquet. So normally we'd celebrate with about 700 or 800 of our friends. Unfortunately, this year, we weren't able to do that. So we put together a virtual banquet. And I like to brag, I believe it's the best virtual banquet that was done not only in the state, but maybe in this part of the country. We watched a whole lot of virtual banquets, and we watched a whole lot of people do this wrong. So we figured out, hopefully, the right way to do this. And we made it very accessible to our members. Matt Ford, and Tiffany did a wonderful job kind of championing this with our video production crew. And each month we're highlighting a couple of those different award winners. So just to give them a little bit additional visibility. So our first one, it was our Individual Business of the Year category. Our winner was Ross Quarter Photography. So actually Ross is here today taking photos. So if we want to go ahead and play that video for Ross Quarter Photography. Our Business of the Year in the Individual Employee category is someone with deep ties to our community. After obtaining a mechanical engineering technology degree, Ross Quarter began working in the computer and technology field, where he traveled the globe working on computer-controlled machinery software. Fast forward a couple of decades, and Ross is currently Chief Technical Support Officer for Judge Steve Kelly and Pulaski County government. Ross's journey into photography is equally interesting. Over 20 years ago, in the days of film and darkrooms, Ross picked up a camera and found he had quite an aptitude for the pastime. But alas, with the coming of the digital camera era, Ross put photography aside to focus on the computer and technology field. Inevitably, Ross's professional and recreational lives intersected, and he came to the realization that he could keep his day job and also help people with their photography needs, something he greatly enjoyed. For the last 15 years, word has spread from one person to another about Ross's photography skills. Ross loves his community and takes great pride in helping it grow and become a more prosperous place. On many occasions, Ross finds ways to give back, providing free or at-cost photography to several local charities and churches. Aside from photography, Ross can help your business with video production and editing, marketing and advertising, graphic editing and creation, social media support, website creation, computer repair, computer networking, drone photography, and pretty much anything else you can think of. Congratulations to our 2020 Individual Employee Business of the Year, Ross Quarter Photography.
Ross, on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, we'd like to present you with the 2020 Business of the Year in the Individual Business category.
Thank you very much. This sure is an honor. Worked hard, long and not late hours, helping many people and all their projects and objectives. So thank you again very much.
Ross, once again, on behalf of the Chamber, congratulations. And we look forward to you continuing on for many, many more years.
Thank you.
They were actually also one of the recipients of our Business of the Year award in our 201 to 500 employee category. Could we play that video, please? 2020 Business of the Year in the 201 to 500 employee category is a provider of quality construction materials and services in Kentucky and the Southeast. Today's Hinkle Contracting Company remains committed to the same core values established by their founder, Buckner Hinkle, in 1942. Hinkle Contracting Company owns and operates asphalt plants, rock quarries, ready mix, and paving operations. Hinkle also owns Kentucky Hauling, Bourbon Limestone, and Triple Crown Concrete, just to name a few. Our local rock quarry has been involved in some of our region's most significant projects in recent memory. Some of those include the Kentucky 80 bypass, widening Highway 27 to 6 lanes from Somerset to Burnside, the 914 bypass to the Cumberland Parkway, and relocating the 4-lane Highway 27 to the Lincoln County line. Ask Somerset native and Hinkle Contracting President Stephen Lee what the key to their success has been, and he will quickly tell you that their employees have been the key to their success. A commitment to a zero-incident safety culture, quality products and services, maximizing productivity are hallmarks of the Hinkle Contracting employees and company. Hinkle employees are passionate about giving their time and resources to address important issues facing our local communities. And as such, the Hinkle Helping Hands program was established. From educational partnerships to veteran hiring to charitable giving, the Hinkle Helping Hands program demonstrates the desire to have a positive impact in the places where employees live, work, and play. Through this program, Hinkle employees have made an impact daily on our community. Examples of local generosity include baking and delivering cookies to first responders, food drives for our local food pantry, school supply drives for our local schools, collecting donations and goods for local senior centers, and clothing and coat drives for local shelters. Another great local Hinkle program was donating land off the 914 bypass in a partnership with Pulaski County government to open a green waste composting site where property owners will be able to drop their green materials off for free. Congratulations to our 2020 Business of the Year in the 201 to 500 employee category, Hinkle Contracting.
We're here with Steve Lee today of Hinkle Contracting. And Steve, I want to present you with the 2020 Business of the Year for 201 to 500 employees.
Well, Troy, I really appreciate that. And on behalf of the employees at Hinkle, just thank the Chamber and the folks in the community for this great honor. You know, being from Somerset, it's been an exciting year to take over the helm and to lead such a wonderful team that we have. And quite frankly, as we're moving back into the community personally, to be a part of this community, I'm excited about what the Chamber and the community is doing and glad to come be a part of it.
Steve, congratulations. On behalf of the Chamber and the community, thank you for all you're doing personally, but also for all that Hinkle's done for many years. We look for many, many more projects from Hinkle down the road.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Finally, before I relinquish the microphone, I wanted to recognize our luncheon information tables. And if I forget anybody, you'll have to forgive me. I've not been in the room, so I don't know exactly if there's any new people here. You'll have to forgive me if I miss somebody. But I want to recognize all the information tables. This is a free opportunity for our members. All they have to do is let us know. You can set up an information table to discuss your business or your organization. Edward Jones Investments, Stephen Booth, agent. First Choice Clinic of Somerset, Midland Fuel and Convenience, the United Way of South Central Kentucky, Transamerica Agency, Habitat for Humanity, Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital, RidgeNet Networking Group, I know they're here, I see the car, Wells Family Crafts, Skyhope Women's Recovery Center, State Farm Insurance, Ryan Collette, agent, the Yellow Umbrella, Cumberland Falls State Resort Park, Eastern Kentucky University, Lake Cumberland Art Association, and I saw Hardy South. I saw Curtis Combs here. He was handing out koozies and calendars as well for Hardy. So let's give all these businesses a big round of applause. So at this time, I'd like to go ahead and turn the program over to my boss, the president of the Chamber for 2021, Mr. Matt Ford.
Thank you, Bobby. First off, just welcome everyone. It's great to have so many members here and guests. We have a great speaker today, and we're excited to always have our elected officials here. If you are an elected official, we ask, or maybe even in the past, if you would please stand up. Let's give all these elected officials a big hand. When the senator comes in, we can find a lot of other elected officials follow you around. That's great. We'll love to have those in our attendance. At this time, if you would, look along the side of the wall as well as at your table. We would like to recognize the world-class sponsors, the Chairman Circle sponsors, and the Ambassador Circle sponsors. Without these groups, these businesses, we could not do what we're doing here at the Chamber. One I would like to particularly draw attention to, a new world-class sponsor is Campbellsville University of Somerset. If you would, please give them a big hand. Saw Lonnie Lawson, right there he is. Thank you as always for allowing us to use this great facility here at the Center for Rural Development. It is a great asset to our community. And also, if you would, please give a hand to Karen's Catering for the meal. At this time, we're going to have Tiffany Finley come, and she's going to introduce all those new members for this month.
Good afternoon. Please join me in welcoming our newest members. If you're in attendance, please stand so you can be recognized. CC's Smoke and Vape, contact Alex Fonte, Jimmy Smith, and Dylan Petreo. I don't think they're here today, are they? Okay, moving on. Central Kentucky Properties, contact Jake Harding. Oh, right over here. Give him a round of applause. With more than 10 years of landscaping experience, Central Kentucky Properties is your go-to source for stump grinding, finished grade work, tree planting, landscape and lawn care, and plant delivery service. They guarantee all our work, provide great customer service, and always follow best practices with every project we take on. For a free estimate, please contact or text 606-392-1404. Thank you. Next, we have Clifford Collins Septic Tanks. Contact Victoria Bradley. Is she here? No? Okay. Moving on. Continental Refining Company, Amber Vickery, HR Manager. I was told she was here. Oh, right over here. Welcome. Let's give her a round of applause. Continental Refining Company announced plans in November to invest $25 million to acquire, relocate, and install a soybean crushing, biodiesel refining, and blending facility at the current Continental Oil refining location in Somerset. The facility will be capable of processing 3 million bushels of soybeans and producing 5 million gallons of biodiesel annually. The operations will open new markets while providing farmers, customers, vendors, investors, and the community a solid agri-tech business opportunity that provides a positive economic impact for the whole region. Thank you for being here, Amber. Next, we have Fort Wahoo Cabin Rentals and Wolf Creek RV Park. Contact Daniel and Cecilia Bates. They're right over here. Welcome. Located in Jabez, Kentucky, Fort Wahoo Cabin Rentals, located directly across from the entrance to Wolf Creek Marina on beautiful Lake Cumberland. Their 5 cabins are equipped with everything you need for a family vacation, weekend getaway, or that yearly family reunion. All cabins are structured the same way and have 2 private bedrooms, an upstairs loft with 2 twin beds, and a single bathroom. They are fully equipped with everything you need to have a fun trip to the lake. Wolf Creek RV Park is newly renovated and offers seasonal camping with full hookups. The campground area has a total of 50 rental spots and comes with a play area for children and Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi. For more cabin info, please contact Cecilia Bates at 606-634-7550. And for RV rental info, please contact Daniel Bates at 606-634-3426. Thank you, guys. Next, we have KPP Advisory Services. Contact Austin Hill and Derek Vickery, right over here. Goldenrod Financial, owned by Larry Boatsman, has recently merged with KPP Advisory Services, a financial group out of Louisville, Kentucky. This merger means the addition of 2 new advisors to the office, Austin Hill, a resident and native of Somerset, and Derek Vickery, a resident and native of Monticello. The sign out front might change, but Larry hasn't gone anywhere. He still presents and helping to integrate both Austin and Derek into the practice. Their goal is to continue to give their clients the top-notch service they're used to receiving from Larry and Lachelle, and to give you more friendly faces to get to know. Kentucky Planning Partners offers comprehensive financial services to meet all the needs of Somerset and Lake Cumberland area. For more info, please call 606-677-9164 or visit us online at www.kpp.lpl.com. Okay, just a few more. Midland Farm Fuel and Convenience. Contact Rich Beiser. I was told Beiser. Okay, right over here. Welcome. Okay. Midland Farms is a convenience store and gas station chain offering an in-store and drive-through experience. They offer a variety of products for people on the go. They have quality fuels, ATM, fresh foods, cold drinks, ice cream, and hot coffee. General Manager Rich Beiser would like to invite you to stop by and check out their location on the corner of Oak Hill Road and 914 in Somerset. Welcome, Rich. Next, we have No Bull Roofing and Constructions. Contact Andrew and Ashley Martin. Are they here? No. Okay. Next, we have South Fork Fish Company. Contact Mark Abner. Don't think he's here as well. Okay. This house needs a home. Contact Juanita Combs. She is not in attendance today. And last, we have West Point Financial Group. Contact Greg Rankin, Financial Advisor. And I know Greg's right over here. West Point Financial Group is a financial services firm that specializes in retirement planning, managing investments, and helping clients achieve their dreams. They have nearly 500 financial advisors with an additional 500 support staff managing billions of dollars for their clients across 6 states. Greg Rankin has been a financial advisor with the West Point for many years and is happy to announce that West Point is expanding their services area to include all the counties surrounding Lake Cumberland. If you have questions about your retirement, investments, insurance, or other financial concerns, reach out to them today for no cost, no obligation review. Greg can be reached at 859-519-2275. Welcome to all our new members.
Thank you, Tiffany. At this time, if you're an ambassador to the Chamber of Commerce, if you would please stand up. These are the people that make Bobby look good, and that's sometimes tough, isn't it, Bobby? I said, these people are the ones that make you look good. Yes. No, we do appreciate all that you all do. And every month, we get recognized the Ambassador of the Month. And at this time, if Josh Collins, I think it's just 3 months in a row, maybe 4. I don't know, you're just going for a record here. Everybody give Josh a big hand. Congratulations, Josh. At this time, we would like to recognize our corporate sponsor today, and that is Hinkle Contracting.
Hinkle Contracting Corporation started in 1942 as a family partnership known as Buckner, Hinkle and Company. For the early days of Buckner, Hinkle and Company, there has been continued growth that has supported the community's company's commitment to their employees, customers, and communities they work in. In 2010, Hinkle Contracting Corporation was acquired by Summit Material out of Denver, Colorado, forming Hinkle Contracting Company, a division of Summit Materials. Today, Hinkle Contracting Company owns and operates asphalt plants, rock quarries, paving operations, and ready-mix concrete plants, such as their own Triple Crown Concrete. Hinkle is also known as, owns Kentucky's Hauling Incorporated and Bourbon Limestone. In addition, Hinkle is a joint venture partner in Nally and Gibson and Hamilton Hinkle. To learn more, please visit their website at hinklecontracting.com or give them a call at 859-987-3670. I know we've got some representatives from Hinkle over here today. If you all would please stand and let's give Hinkle a big hand. Thank you, Hinkle, one of our award winners, and they've elected to pass their time so that we could have a little bit more time with our speaker here today. At this time, it's an honor to introduce our speaker today. Mitch McConnell is the United States Senate Republican leader. He's the longest serving Senate Republican leader in American history, unanimously elected to lead the conference 8 times since 2006. From 2015 to 2021, McConnell served as Senate Majority Leader. He is the second Kentuckian to ever be a Majority Leader of the U.S. Senate. The first was Senator Alben Barkley, led the Democratic Party from 1937 to 1949. In 2015 and 2019, Time magazine named McConnell one of the 100 most influential people in the world. McConnell graduated with honors from the University of Louisville College of Arts and Science, where he served as student body president. He is also a graduate of the University of Kentucky College of Law, where he was elected president of the Student Bar Association. He's been running for stuff forever. McConnell is married to Secretary Elaine Chao, the 18th U.S. Secretary of Transportation. Previously, Secretary Chao served for 8 years as the President George W. Bush's Secretary of Labor. She is a former president of the United Way of America and the director of the Peace Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please give a warm welcome to your Senator, Mitch McConnell.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be back in Somerset and to have the opportunity to, although spaced out a bit, to be together in person. Before I get started, I just want to comment on the remarkable leadership of your Congressman Hal Rogers, who, as all of you know, recently became the longest serving member of Congress from Kentucky in Kentucky history. He's done a fabulous job for you for a very long time. One of the most effective members of the Congress I've ever observed. Let's hear it for Hal Rogers. In the introduction, they mentioned my roommate, the former Secretary of Transportation, which reminds me of how pleased I was to work with her to get the build grant for Pulaski and Pulaski County and Somerset last year, and I understand the construction's underway. Is that right, Judge, Mayor? Yeah, well, we hope it'll make a big difference. One of the things Elaine tried to do while she was Secretary of Transportation, we noticed that during the Obama years, those highly competitive grants tended to always show up in blue states, you know, on the coast, with minimal attention to the places between the coasts. And as some of you know who follow what I say, I'm always pointing out there are 4 congressional leaders. I'm the only one not from New York or California. So I try to look out for Middle America, and in particular Kentucky, my favorite state in Middle America, because this rural-urban divide affects our politics as well. We tend to see things very, very, very differently. But first today, I want to take us back to March of 2020. Well, let's go back to February of 2020. The month before the pandemic hit, America had the best economy it's had in 50 years. African American unemployment, Hispanic unemployment, unemployment overall was the lowest it had been in 50 years. A big reason for that was the 2017 tax bill passed by a Republican Congress and signed by a Republican president to lower the rates across the board for individuals and companies and others so you could spend your own money in a way to lift the economy. And clearly, it worked, the best economy in 50 years. Then, alas, we got hit with a 100-year pandemic. And as I told a group of business people that I met with before I came in here, the issue we all had on our minds was, what do we do now? Honestly, none of us had experienced a 100-year pandemic. None of us had experienced the advice we were given in order to tackle a pandemic at that particular time, which is shut everything down and send people home. So we created, on purpose, an economic calamity in order to deal with the healthcare crisis, a double whammy, if you will. So the issue was what to do about it. Well, I was the majority leader of the Senate at that time. By the way, being the majority leader is better than being the minority leader. And so it became my responsibility to begin to craft this bill and to build it out and to hope we could get bipartisan support in a very partisan time, right in the middle of a presidential election year. And we did. The hallmark piece of legislation was called the Keras Act, and I want to touch on 2 aspects of that that I think are particularly noteworthy. On the floating the economy side, there was the PPP Small Business Loan Program, and I'm just curious as to how many of you may have accessed the PPP loan program. You're one of 70,000 Kentucky small businesses who drew down $50 billion and really allowed us to continue to float the economy during that period. Kentucky bankers did a fabulous job as well in dealing with the Small Business Administration, which is not easy, in getting that money out the door. But we knew, of course, that the only way we'd ever get on top of this was to develop a vaccine or more to kill the virus. As a few of you know, I was a polio victim when I was a kid, and so I've studied that particular disease, how long it took to develop 2 effective vaccines, 50 years. 50 years to develop 2 effective polio vaccines that have basically eradicated the disease in the whole world. We're down to about 1 country left where there's any evidence of polio anymore as a result of vaccines. So we appropriated $50 billion for what we called Operation Warp Speed to jumpstart, with our fabulous pharmaceutical industry, a rapid search for vaccines. And in what could only be described as a modern medical miracle, we came up with not 1, not 2, but 3 highly effective vaccines in under 1 year. But alas, my friends, it never occurred to me there might be reluctance to take the vaccination. And so here we are with a resurgence of the coronavirus with a new, what they call Delta variant, and the hospitals are full. And we know the only way this ever goes away is for enough Americans to get vaccinated to achieve what they call herd immunity. And so I've been talking to people about the reluctance. And I don't know whether there's anybody in the room that's in the crowd of reluctant, but let me just give you the fact. This is not spin, this is not opinion, this is fact. 90% of the people in the hospitals here in Pulaski County and across the state and across the nation are unvaccinated. 90% are unvaccinated. So we have a crisis of the unvaccinated. And so I hope if you aren't vaccinated, you will be persuaded by the facts, not somebody's opinion, not somebody's website, not somebody's cockamamie theory, but the facts. The only way we ever get this in the rearview mirror is to get vaccinated, enough of us, to get what they call herd immunity. So, I hope in each of your own ways you can influence your friends, colleagues, family, and others to participate in this, because it's going to be with us forever. It's like polio could have been with us forever, except we got enough people engaged all the way around the entire world to end it entirely. So I think it's our big challenge going forward, but we have other challenges. And I want to express my, on a totally different subject, express my complete dismay at the decision to withdraw from Afghanistan. Probably, many of you thought, if the question were phrased, have we been there too long? You'd probably say, yeah, 20 years is a long time. I expect we've been there too long. If we ask Americans whether they thought we'd been in Germany, Japan, and South Korea too long, and as all of you know, we've been there since after World War II and after Korea, they'd have probably said, yeah, I think we've been there too long. What those kind of questions do is lack context. They lack context. So I thought it was important to remember why we went to Afghanistan in the first place. It was to take the Taliban out of power and for Afghanistan to not be a launching pad for groups like Al-Qaeda that created 9/11, the 20-year anniversary of which we will note this Saturday, so they couldn't do that again. We didn't go there to create a Jeffersonian democracy in Afghanistan. We went there because it was in our best interest to try to prevent it from being a staging ground for attacks on our country once again. So in my opinion, the policy worked. We haven't had another mass casualty attack here since 9/11. The policy worked. So where were we a few months ago? We only had 2,500 troops in Afghanistan, 2,500 troops. They were there for two purposes: counterterrorism and the ongoing training of the Afghan army. A light footprint, if you will. In terms of casualties, we hadn't lost a single person in combat in a year and a half. Go back 5 years, we hadn't lost as many as 13 who were killed in the botched evacuation effort in any 1 year over the last 5 years. Looking at the whole war, we lost a little over 2,000, and that's regretful. The Afghans lost 65,000. So in my opinion, it wasn't broken and didn't need fixing. Now, in fairness, the previous president wanted to leave. I argued with him over it. This one did. I argued with him over it. So if you agreed with the last two presidents that it was time to leave, can you think of a more incompetent exit? It's hard to imagine a more incompetent exit. And it wasn't even successful in doing what the president said a month or so ago, is that we're going to get everybody out. Now look, it did do a heroic job of rescuing Americans and Afghan interpreters and allies within the time constraints that were imposed by the administration's arbitrary decision that we're going to be out of here by August 31st. But there are Americans still there behind enemy lines. There are Afghan allies, and you know, many veterans in our country stepped up during this period because they had friends over there who were interpreters for them while they were there. I'm going to give you a story. There's a young woman I know who graduated from U of L a few years ago in a program that I have at U of L. She was a McConnell scholar. She was the daughter of Vietnamese boat people. Remember when Saigon fell, Vietnamese scrambled to get out, those who were loyal to the fallen government and who were on our side. So her own family had had an experience of running from an American decision to withdraw. She, after U of L, went to law school, went in the military as a JAG officer, served a year in Afghanistan, and was great friends with her interpreter, with whom she told us, my office, 2 weeks ago, she was communicating back and forth. Her interpreter was in a house in Kabul, and the Taliban were going door to door. And he was trying to get out. She was so incredibly ingenious that she managed to get her interpreter friend a Canadian visa, and he was one of the fortunate ones who made it to the airport and on to Germany. But how many were left behind? How many were left behind because of the botched evacuation? And how many terrorist groups around the world, in Syria, in Yemen, in Africa, watched the Taliban flag going up over the palace in Kabul and watched with great joy that the Taliban defeated the United States of America. So as you can tell, I feel pretty strongly about this. This isn't going away. It's an ongoing story as we try to rescue Americans and Afghans who are allies of ours who deserve an opportunity to go somewhere in the world and start a new life. There are over 90 countries that are going to accept Afghan refugees. And these people who are loyal to us and whose lives are in danger deserve an opportunity provided by us to go somewhere in the world and start a new life. What about those who can't get out? I worry about the women and girls. Will they be able to work? Will they be able to drive? Will they be able to go back to the schools? All of that was possible because we had a mere 2,500 troops there, and we're losing no one. So this story will continue to unfold. I want to switch to the domestic side for a minute. Last year, during the pandemic, almost everything we did in Congress legislatively was done on an overwhelming bipartisan basis. As we turned the corner on 2020 and started into 2021, we had these 3 vaccines coming out. We had people beginning to get back to normal. And yet the new administration recommended we spend another $1.9 trillion They called it the American Rescue Package. It was sold as something related to the pandemic when only 1% of it was about vaccines and only 9% of it was about health care, and the rest of it was a liberal grab bag full of money to flood on the country. And I said to the mayor and the judge, you're going to get one hell of a lot of money. I didn't vote for it. I don't think we should have done it, but I hope you'll spend it wisely. Think of it as kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So pick your priorities and focus it on things that you think can really make a difference. But from the country's point of view writ large, we dumped $2 trillion onto the economy, producing a wave of inflation, which I'm sure almost all of you are experiencing. And we've been so generous that it's extremely difficult to get people to come back to work, because they calculate all the various things that the government is providing for them and make a not irrational decision that it's easier for me to stay home than to go back to work. That's already passed. It passed without a single Republican vote in the House or Senate. For those of you who are not political junkies, the Senate is 50-50. The reason I'm not the majority leader is because Kamala Harris is vice president. If I were the majority leader, we wouldn't have passed it. Because the advantage of being the majority leader is you get to decide what to put on the floor, what to bring up, and more importantly, most of the time, what not to do. But I'm not. And so here's the next thing they want to hit you with. And this is all unfolding right now, this month and next month, a $3.5 to $5 trillion massive tax increase on businesses, on individuals, and for those of you who haven't looked at it yet, on what's called stepped up basis. Right now, when you pass away, the value of your business or your family farm during your lifetime increases, obviously, and it's not taxed. It's called stepped up basis. They propose to tax stepped up basis at a capital gains rate that doubles from the current capital gains rate of about 23 up to 44, to tax the wealth that has been created in your business and family farm over the years. And then when you pass away, right now, the per person exemption from the federal death tax is $11 million per person, or if you're a couple, $22 million. I'm really familiar with that because that was a provision I put in the 2017 tax bill, which under current law makes it almost impossible or totally unlikely that almost any small business or family farm would have to be sold to get it down to the next generation. So across the board, this is a massive tax on the most productive parts of our society. To do what? More free stuff. Free college for 2 years. Free this, free that. I had a former colleague who used to say, in every society you have people in the wagon and you have people pulling the wagon. But if you put too many people in the wagon, pretty soon you can't pull it. And so, my friends, what they are trying to do here in the next month or two is to put a whole lot more people in the wagon. And the complaints I hear from many of you is we've already got too many people in the wagon, slowing the ability to pull the wagon and to lift this economy. Look, the genius of America economically is we've been an opportunity society. We've never tried to equal outcomes. We tried to have equal opportunity. At the same time, we've been compassionate for people who are in a difficult situation. They're older, Social Security, Medicare, unemployment benefits. We have been a compassionate society, but at our core, we've been an opportunity society that wants to make it possible for everybody to go as far as they can. And those are the people that employ all the rest of us. So this is one big fight. As you all know, I've been there a while. Hal's been there longer than I have, but I've been there a while. I've never seen a bigger threat to America So we're not negotiating over it. There's nothing to negotiate here. We're totally opposed to it. And the only way they can pass this is to get every single Democrat in line. Fortunately, at least we hope, there are a couple of Democrats left in the Senate, one of them our neighbor Joe Manchin over here in West Virginia, who seem to be resisting. I pray for them every night to resist in a serious way. So all of that is going to unfold here in the next couple of months, and I assure you, people like Hal Rogers and Mitch McConnell are going to be doing everything we can to defeat it. So let me just wrap it up by thanking you all for the opportunity to have served for as long as I have. Never occurred to me when I won a squeaker, one voter precinct, 36 years ago, that I would end up being the longest serving senator in Kentucky history. And it certainly never occurred to me when I was elected leader of my party in the Senate in '06 that I might be the longest serving Republican leader in the history of the country. And both of those things have happened. And it would not have happened but for the confidence you all have had in me 7 times and the confidence my colleagues have had in me for 8 times. And so for the opportunity to be there every day and to work on behalf of my favorite state in the union and to try to preserve the best of America for future generations, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. After the meeting, if you would like, there's a photo opportunity over between the U.S. flag and the Kentucky flag. If you would like, you can get your photo taken with the Senator. At this time, I want to recognize that we have 3 tables here from Sky Hope. If y'all want to raise your hand, let's give those people a great big hand. Go ahead and mark your calendars. Tuesday, October the 5th, App Harvest CEO, y'all brought those, this front table here brought those people in here, and it's another great asset to our community. But App Harvest will be here next month with Jonathan Webb. So please mark your calendars to attend that. At this time, Dan Cheshire, if you would, a couple years ago, they asked Dan Cheshire to say the pledge, and they've given him a hard time ever since because he started with the Lord's Prayer. So I'm going to let you have a chance to redeem yourself today. Oh, we do have, Dan, you can make your way up. We are going to give a few freebies away before we do that, and I'm sorry. Y'all keep me in line, Bobby. Bobby's yelling at me. All right, if you've got these tickets, we'll be giving out. M&W Printing has donated 20% off. Last 4 numbers, 4173, 4173. Just wave real big, and we'll get that right over here on the far left. Congratulations. Next up, RB Dry Cleaners, $20 gift certificate, 4326, 4326. Straight down the middle. All right. Buffalo Wings and Rings, a $25 gift card. And 4159, 4159. All right, right over here. We have one more of those from Buffalo Wings and Rings, $25 gift card. 4006, 4006. Okay, Matt Selman's way back there, and you see him? All right. We have a Hardee's gift card, $20. 4107, 4107. We found it? Okay. This is donated from Wells Family Crafts. It's a beautiful necklace. This is a white ticket. It's the only white ticket I've got. $71.85. Maybe? All right. And last, look here what Hinkle, y'all have really stepped it up today. I'm proud of you. Yeah, y'all are taking care of us. Big Yeti cooler. Last four numbers, 4321. 4321. All right, good deal. At this time, we are going to allow Dan to come and redeem himself here. All right. Thank you all and have a great day.